been asleep and missed it, but it's the end of an era for the Detroit Tigers. The team is parting ways with its popular pitcher, Justin Verlander.
Well, JD, how tough is this for you?
It's definitely hard. And Al told me it's kind of one of those things. It's like you knew it was happening. You knew it was going to happen.
After publicly shopping Nick Castellanos, the Tigers started today's game with Nick in the lineup, but that changed with no shortage of drama.
He is considered the bane of Tigers fans' existence. He seemingly has no friends and an endless list of enemies, and to be honest, I don't know how he hasn't been assassinated by someone in Detroit. Avila took over for the Tigers GM spot from Dave Dombrowski on August 4th, 2015. He walked into a team that went from contender to rebuilder in 1 year, but they had plenty of good players that could be traded for a very nice return. Nick Castellanos, JD Martinez, Justin Verlander, Ian Kinsler, Alex Avila, Justin Upton, and Shane Green are all players that could have been traded for very good returns to set up the Detroit Tigers for the future. All of those guys were all-star caliber players, and Justin Verlander was like one of the best players at his position, so you would think that would net a pretty good return, right? Well, maybe with a good, maybe even average general manager, you would expect that. But with Avila, this would not be the case. The first of a multi-year string of big trades was in July of 2017 when JD Martinez was traded for Jose King, Sergio Alcantara, and Dawel Lugo. Jose King never played a game for Detroit. Sergio would only play 10 games for the Detroit Tigers, and Dawel Lugo did stick around playing 113 games over a 3-year span. But his best season, he hit 6 homers, had a .245 average, and a .271 on-base percentage. Not the most impressive trade return when Martinez would go on to make 3 All-Star teams, won 2 Silver Sluggers, and a World Series with Boston. And now he is still productive. I think everyone would agree the Tigers lost that trade in horrific fashion. But everyone makes mistakes, and one bad trade isn't a fireable offense. Every general manager makes at least one bad trade. So let's look at the next big trade. Almost immediately after the JD Martinez trade, the Tigers would trade Alex Avila, yeah, he is related to Al, and Justin Wilson for Jeimer Candelario, Isaac Paredes, and cash. The Tigers won this trade because both Avila and Wilson would decline after leaving the Tigers, and Jeimer Candelario has been a solid third baseman for Detroit, while admittedly going through a down year right now in 2022. And Paredes is currently looking like an amazing young player, but with Tampa, so, that's kind of bittersweet. So right now, Avila is 1-1 when it comes to trades. And if he can get a similar return from the Alex Avila trade in every trade, then he should set the Tigers up nicely for the future. Spoiler alert, this is as good as it gets. It's really, trade-wise, it's all downhill from here. Buckle up, it's going to be painful, guys. The Tigers would trade Justin Upton to the Angels for Grayson Long and Elvin Rodriguez. Elvin Rodriguez looks like he might be okay, in a bullpen role, but they could have gotten a way better return for Upton. He was in his prime at that point. He's kind of declined now, but at that time he was pretty good. It's close, but the Tigers lost this trade. Maybe Elvin develops, but really the Tigers lost this one. But maybe Avila redeems himself in the next trade. In August of 2017, the Tigers would trade their ace, Justin Verlander, to the Houston Astros. Now, for a top pitcher in Major League Baseball, you would think the Tigers would get a very nice return. Well, they didn't. The Tigers got Franklin Perez, Daz Cameron, and Jake Rogers. The best player out of this trade is Jake Rogers, who could develop into a very good backup catcher after he recovers from Tommy John. But when you trade a top player, one of the best pitchers in Justin Verlander, you should get way more in return. This is just a horrible trade. It's inexcusably bad. This kind of trade is definitely a fireable offense. But guess what? It's almost 5 years after the Verlander trade, and Avila is still the general manager of your Detroit Tigers. But wait, we've got some more bad trades for you. Just wait. Oh my goodness. They later traded Ian Kinsler to the Angels for Wilkel Hernandez and Troy Montgomery. Both of those players would not play for the Tigers, ever. The Tigers traded Nick Castellanos to the Reds for Paul Rashan and Alex Lang. While Alex Lang is looking like a guy who will stick around as he has a nasty two-seam fastball and a pretty good breaking ball, Castellanos should have gotten us a way better return. And Shane Green was also traded for Travis Demerite and Joey Wentz. This trade is a bit more fair, but unless Wentz develops well, which is a 50-50 chance, looking at how he pitched his last few times out, this trade is a loss. So, the total record for Avila in these 7 trades is 1 win and 6 losses, with the players traded away having combined accolades of 6-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, and 1-time Cy Young. And the players the Tigers got back have a combined accolades of nothing. No All-Stars, no Silver Sluggers, definitely no Cy Youngs, no MVPs, nothing like that. The best player we got back was Jeimer Candelario out of all those trades, who is a nice player and did win Tiger of the Year a few times. But when that's the best player you get back in trades that include guys like Justin Verlander, JD Martinez, and Nick Castellanos, there are some big problems. I mean, you're trading away you're trading away all-stars. You're trading away some of the best players at their position in Justin Verlander. You're trading away a promising young star at the time in Nick Castellanos, and he did prove to be a star after he went to the Reds. And JD Martinez, he helped freaking Boston win a World Series. And Verlander won a World Series too. He won a World Series with Houston. I mean, these trades were necessary, but they could have netted a way better return and set the Tigers up way better for the future. Avila has been given enough chances at this point. We are 7 years into his tenure, and it has been underwhelming to say the least. It is time to put this horrible era to rest. Please, Chris Ilitch, have some mercy on your loyal fans, staff, and players. Fire Al Avila. He sucks. Thank you for watching. I'm Limitless Polls. Please, if you would be so kind, I do produce Detroit content and, Indiana Pacers, Colts, all the teams that are in the profile picture, I produce content about them. So if you'd like content about them or similar content, please do subscribe. And to my fellow Detroit Tigers fans watching this, who have had to go through this pain with me, try to have a good day. I know it's going to be tough after this one. And every day that Al Avila stays in the front office, I think a little bit of my soul dies. Every day. Chris Ilitch, fire him, please. I think just about any Detroit Tigers fan on the street could do a better job at being general manager.